Hey guys, it's Mrs. Mason again. It's a rainy day, and I thought since on rainy days at school we all play inside together and we pull out the trains. So today I'm going to read a train story that I had at home. It's called A Crack in the Track, and it's a Thomas the Tank Engine story. So here we go. Thomas was a little blue steam engine. He lived on the island of Sodor with many other engines. Sometimes Thomas pulled his coaches, Annie and Clarabelle. Hurry, hurry, said the coaches. And sometimes Thomas pulled freight cars. Faster, faster, said the foolish freight cars. They would try to push Thomas down the hill. And sometimes Thomas traveled all by himself across the island. He chugged in the rain, and he huffed in the sun, and he puffed in the snow. There's nothing a train can't do, he said. One morning, Harry the Green Engine would not come out of his shed. He had a boiler ache. So Sir Topham Hatt asked Thomas to help. Peep, peep, Thomas said to the people. I can take you where you want to go. But soon the clouds gathered and the sky grew dark and thunder rumbled. Plop, plop, clunk. Hail began to fall. It fell on Thomas and it fell on the tracks. Suddenly, Thomas's driver saw trouble ahead. Slow down! The hail had made a crack right there in the track. Thomas came to a stop and his driver called out, We cannot go forward and we must not go back. Everyone off, said the conductor. Now what shall we do? Said the people. They climbed down from the coaches and they climbed up to the road, and Bertie the bus was passing by. Bertie beeped his horn. A bus is as good as a train, he said. I can take you where you want to go. All the people climbed on board Bertie. Bertie scooted down the road. A bus is as good as a train, the people said. But suddenly Bertie's driver saw trouble ahead. Slow down! There in the road was a bright green toad. Bertie came to a stop and the driver called out, There's a toad in the road. We'll have to unload. Everyone off, said Bertie's driver. That toad in the road caused a fuss on the bus. What will happen to us? Said the people. Then they walked down the road to another train station. But the trains were not running. Why not? Asked the people. But they soon found out. Thomas was still stuck at the crack in the track, and Percy was stuck at Thomas's back. Gordon was stuck behind Thomas and Percy, and James with 2 freight cars was in quite a hurry. The freight cars were needed in the yard, but James could not get past Gordon and Percy and Thomas, and the foolish freight cars refused to back up. No, 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 they said, we will not go. So no trains could move up and no trains could move back. They were all stuck where they were on that crack in the track. I guess there are some things that a train cannot do, said Thomas's driver. We need help, and I know just who to call. Thomas's driver called Sir Topham Hatt and told him Thomas's plan. Excellent, Sir Topham said. Please thank Thomas. Oh, it's coming. In no time at all, Harold the helicopter zoomed across the sky. He landed near the people and they all climbed aboard. A helicopter is as good as a train, said Harold. I can take you where you want to go. The breakdown crew came to replace the broken track, and by the time they arrived, rain was falling hard. The crew came with cranes, and they sang while they worked. A crane is as good as a bus or a train. We'll fix up your track, and we don't mind the rain. Finally, Thomas could move, and so could Percy and Gordon. James with his freight cars were close behind, and they turned on the turntable and went back to work. The people saw Thomas waiting to take them home. Are you sure you can take us where we want to go? I thought there was nothing a train couldn't do, said Thomas, but now I know that just isn't true. I learned a big lesson from one little crack. A train is only as good as its track. The end.